Hi, my name is Mimosa Long. I'm applying for the Diversity Abroad Scholarship for the semester at sea, spring 2011. So the question was asked was, how does a deeper understanding of diversity make you an effective global citizen? Well, growing up, I got to experience many different situations and many different things, especially being one out of 7 kids in my family. When I was younger, I got to grow up in and out of the hospital, making the hospital feel like a second home. Also, I got to experience working with Habitat for Humanity and working in Louisiana after Katrina hit. Another place I got to work with and met incredible people is the camp I work help out every summer, once a week, and it's called the Children Bird Camp Foundation. And that camp goes out for any bird survivor between the ages 8 and 18. All those situations have given me a brighter aspect of what diversity is. So diversity to me is more than what you can see, basically. What I mean is going to school and reading books all tell you a similar context of what diversity is. It's basically what the color of your skin is, or what your religious background, what your cultural background, and so forth. But that's not what diversity is. Diversity is more than that. It's what's around you to what's deep inside of you, like your heart. So next you'll see a little clip of 2 people that I really looked up to and learned more about diversity with. And they're going to give you a kind of aspect of what diversity means to them. I asked them one question. In one word, describe diversity and why.
One of your questions was, if I could encompass diversity in one word, what would it be? My word would be reality. And when I say that in the sense that reality is something that is undeniable. And the truth of the matter is, we are all different, regardless of whether or not we come from the same culture, the same ethnic background, the same religion, place of origin. We all have differences in and of ourselves. So sometimes diversity is not always a question of this group or that group. It's more about individuals. We all have our differences, and the more that we can find ways to connect ourselves and link our differences together, we actually will find that there may be more similarities than there are differences. As we move forward, now we're in 2010, but this has always been a reality. Nowadays, with the with the recent improvements of our internet and different types of social media and different ways that we're connecting with each other, we're now on what's called a global network. So it's not so much we're stuck in our own corner of the world. Now the things that we do and share, even in a small city as small as Salem, Massachusetts, is now projected and broadcasted as far as somewhere in Australia or somewhere in Japan. And so when I think diversity, I think reality. We all are exposed to differences, and the more that we can do with our differences and work on our differences to lead towards similarities, find common links and common understandings, the more successful we'll be. So if I'm thinking diversity, I'm thinking reality. It's an undeniable concept. We all need it. We all have to do it. So let's move forward and make something great happen.
You asked me to think of one word that best describes diversity. I think that's what you asked for. And I can't just think of just one. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was community. Then I said, no, scratch that. The second thing that came to my mind was inclusivity. Then I said, nah, scratch that. I think the best word that I could think of right now is awesome. The word is just awesome. It doesn't really describe diversity in its totality, but it says its meaning right there. It's so gigantic. It's the elephant in the room. No, wait, it's the diversity in the room. If I was to try to break it down for you, when I think of diversity, one time I gave a speech and I mentioned that diversity is like a quilt. Everyone makes up these individual threads that eventually gets woven together and makes this one big blanket. All these pieces fit together. That's part of what I'm thinking. I think Mimosa, opportunities like this that you continue to provide allows people to engage in cross-cultural dialogue that helps us to get a better understanding of the issues and of each other. Diversity is really broad. It's not really just about race. It's not really about sexual orientation or spirituality. It's about so many other things. But each of us has our own individual understandings. And so my understanding is contained in this one box. Your understanding is contained in this box. I think the goal of diversity is to get the boxes to overlap so that we can create common language and common understandings of the issues and a common understanding of each other. If not, you know, the issues that do arrive when we talk about diversity is like a jack-in-the-box. You ever played a jack-in-the-box before? You crank the thing like this, and what ends up happening is all your issues are built up. And then at some point, our lack of understanding of each other and of the issues pops out like that jack-in-the-box. And we create these programs, like overnight programs, to solve an issue in one day, and we push the jack back down. But unless we create that common understanding, jack is gonna keep popping out of that box.
Next, to get a better understanding where I'm going with how I feel about diversity, I asked a few people a similar question that I asked Sean Newton and Jay Carey. Describe diversity in one word.
Reality.
Distinct.
Knowledge.
Acceptance. Forbearance.
Variety.
Urban. Unity.
Empowerment.
Endless.
Completion.
Open-minded.
Awesome.
After hearing all those people describe diversity in one word, did you notice that those one word could also describe an individual? That's what I'm trying to get what diversity means to me. Because diversity is who we are. And nobody in this world is exactly alike. Not even identical twins. They might look alike to you and me, but they have their own personality. They have their own identity. And that's what really diversity is. It's who you are and how you portray yourself to the world. So, having a better understanding or a deeper understanding of diversity will give you a deeper understanding of who you are and who's the people around you. Your family, your friends, anybody. So, having an understanding of that will make you a better global citizen because you understand the people around you. You understand who you are. And without having a deeper understanding of that, I don't know how you could perceive the world. So, that's my context of how a deeper understanding of diversity makes anybody a better or effective global citizen.